about time for us to get started here. It's good having everyone with us. We're in for a special evening, but I think you all know that. Just milling around, you can kind of feel the energy of the room. The idea of being able to share what makes each and every one of our communities special. We've pulled together artists, craftspeople, musicians, knowledge bearers from all across the state of Indiana to show what they value and to try to encourage a little bit of their knowledge to go off into the future. We're also here to celebrate the idea that people can pick up things and they can absorb things into their life and that it increases their well-being and it makes us human to be involved in these types of practices. We need more of what we see happening in this room. And so my goal for you is trying to inspire each of you to say, yes, I want to do something like this. I want to share something like this. I want to show other people how I do this. I want people to do more of this. Before we get started, we wish to acknowledge and honor the indigenous communities native to this region and recognize that Indiana University is built on indigenous homelands and resources. We recognize the Miah, Lenape, Lodewadnik, and Sawanwa people as past, present, and future caretakers of this land. What I was saying there is I recognize the Miami, the Delaware, the Potawatomi, and the Shawnee people. But I think it's important for me, as lame as I may execute it, to try to use their language as respect to them. So thank you for that. My name is Jon Kay. I'm the Director of Traditional Arts Indiana. It's a statewide folk arts program that was established here in 1998 as a partnership at first between the Department of Folklore and Ethnomusicology and the Indiana Arts Commission. Across this country, every state has a folk and traditional arts program, a program that exists to identify, document, and present the folk and traditional arts, trying to do the type of work that we do here. This is a special evening, not just because we're celebrating all these wonderful traditions, but in part it's special because this also marks my 20th year as the Director of Traditional Arts in Indiana. And I can honestly say, after 20 years, I still love what I do. I still love this work. I still love all these people that I get to know and become friends with, and I'm thankful for this. We couldn't do this work, both in this room and around this country, without the support of the National Endowment for the Arts. Every year, there are always threats to funding these types of organizations and stuff. And they may tell you about wild things that people are doing with arts funding. But look around this room. This is what we're doing with our arts funding here in Indiana. This is what we're trying to support and trying to be what we make. And the only way we're able to do that is through the funding from the National Endowment for the Arts that flows through our great partners, the Indiana Arts Commission, the state agency that's in charge of doing the folk and traditional arts, as well as all types of arts in our state. And I can honestly say I'm a better person, a better Hoosier, because of the support that we receive from them. Let's give a round of applause for the Indiana Arts Commission. I would be amiss if I didn't also point out that we do projects periodically, films about net makers. We do exhibits for the state bicentennial. We do programs that we do these kind of special initiatives. And part of that has to do with the fact that we receive funding from the Indiana Humanities. There are two endowments. There's the Indiana Arts Commission and there's the Indiana Humanities. And we couldn't do our work without the great culture work that they're doing here. And George is with us in the back, and so I want to say a shout out to George. past 2 years, we've had the great privilege of receiving funds from the Alan Whitehood Plus Foundation, a charitable family foundation in Indianapolis, to work with communities, all different types of communities around arts and aging. But next up, I want to invite up Miah Michaelsen, the Executive Director of the Indiana Arts Commission, to help me present the 2023 and 2024 Indiana Heritage Fellowship Awards. I asked Miah to say a few words about the arts in our state and about the work that we do.
And I mean, literally, I'm just going to say a couple words, because I'm not a politician, I just work for a state agency. So glad to be here tonight. I was in the back sort of reflecting about what being in the presence of traditional artisans makes me feel, and the only word I could come up with, and it just really is so powerfully came to me, is gratitude. I feel such gratitude for you, for the work that you do. If you don't feel the weight of the traditional practices you're carrying, I feel it, and I'm so grateful for it. So I'm so grateful for the work that you do, and I'm so grateful for passing it on to future generations. Because I look at the wealth of traditional practice here and think, what if this all vanished tomorrow? We'd be a much poorer place, culturally and spiritually. And that's why I'm so grateful for you and for Traditional Arts Indiana, the work that they do to make sure that your work is lifted up and made more visible in our state. So, on behalf of all of the residents and taxpayers of Indiana, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. It's an honor to be here in your presence. I feel like I'm amongst friends. And again, and I do have to give a shout out to Jon Kay, because Jon Kay's the hardest working guy in show business. He's everywhere across the state, meeting with you, engaging with you, learning about your cultural practices. So let's give Jon a big round of applause. Because none of this would happen without him. So again, on behalf of the state of Indiana and the Indiana Arts Commission, thank you so much, and it's such an honor to be with you tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. When I originally came up with the idea for a State Heritage Fellowship Prize award, I thought that each year we'd have a different person make the award. We had different people for the first year make the award, a different person. But then we stumbled upon the redware pottery of Tom Winsett down at Bee Tree Pottery. And it just seemed to be in keeping with the spirit of the work that we do. Lives down near the New Harmony area. This is all patterned after Harmonist redware. He works on the same farm that his wife's family has been on for generations, and really has developed a life for himself. So since 2019, he has made our Heritage Fellowship Award plates. And they're just beautiful. Hopefully you all have had a chance to look at them and see what they look like. Unfortunately, Tom is not able to be with us this evening because he woke up sick this morning, which that gave me a coronary, because I thought I was going to have to drive to New Harmony, Indiana, and pick up plates today. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Thank you to Peggy for making that happen for us. Do that. So now to present to our 2024, this year's Indiana Heritage Fellows. I'd like to recognize Larry Haycraft, who continues a family tradition. And when I first started working with him, I went to get emotional here. He told me nobody in his family is really doing this well. Nobody was doing it. And we were able to pick this up, show people what it was that he was doing, why it's important. Now you talk, how many apprentices? 3. How many people in your family? What generation are you at now?
4. My family, my son, and grandson, and my 6th generation. It's carrying on now. There were 25 students outside my family along with patients. Dad always said making a necklace wasn't complicated before you were hitting time. No. He said, but the thing was, he said it was more than that. It was a romance. We just keep going back to it for a romance, basically. And it goes over and over again. And he said the complicated thing about it was, Larry, he said, it's the way true love is spelled. Time. T-I-M-E. To pass it on, any tradition, it's time and love that has to be passed on through. So when we get careless, other than that, it's just cold. And I never forget the little guy that showed up at my house one day looking for Jeff from my dad, Bill, I think his name was. Yes, and I said, well, he's already gone. He said, I'm looking for a net maker. Are you a net maker? I am a net maker. And that's where it started, and I met Jon Kay.
Indiana Heritage Fellowship for Net Making, the Larry Haycraft. Stand between
Haycraft. Dad said it's different than anything. I said, why is that? He said, because you can eat.
Let's hear it again for Larry Haycraft. Because of the funding we received from the Alan Wino Plus Foundation, we were doing field work in Indianapolis, and one of the first people we called up on the phone and later found was Quan Wee. Mr. Quan, as we fondly call him, is a master of many, many art forms, and he's a connector of people, and he introduced us to a whole slew of people in the Chinese American community in the central Indiana area, and we're so thankful for the work that he did in doing that. He was nominated for and has received the 2024 Indiana Heritage Fellowship for Lion Dance. Let's welcome Quan Wee.
Professor Kay, you really surprised me. I'm surprised with this elegant ceremony. I was expecting a reception with potato chips and some fruit punch. Well, let me start with congratulating the other recipient. I call Mr. or Master Larry Haycraft for his award, the fellowship award. And I'm so happy to join Larry for my award. So, Professor Kay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is an extreme honor for me to receive this fellowship 2024. The honor actually belongs to the members of the Indiana Association of Chinese American Lion Dance Team dedicated to contributing the traditional art, not only within, but also outside Chinese American community. The lion dance is an icon of festivity, of celebration, and it has been spread or accepted or very popularly practiced now internationally. Our goal is to use these vibrant traditional art to share our Asian American heritage in attempt to enriching the multicultural or cultural diversities of our beautiful state of Indiana. The multicultural diversity represented by all the artists and gentlemen, ladies here in our room this evening. Please allow me to humbly say the following. I have little notes. Allow me to say.
How many pages is that now?
We have been introducing this ancient Oriental lion dance to a so-called no-lion Indiana 30-something years ago to nowadays that being known in many parts of Indiana. We have been invited to do performance and also teaching, lecture in a number of places. For example, now from Purdue University, Logan Spot High School, State University in Indian Metropolitan Area. We have IUPUI, Butler University, University of Indianapolis, the Central Library, the State Fairground, all the museums, City of Congo, Western Avon, Martinsville, Hendricks County, Eastern Hancock County, Shelbyville, South to Franklin College, Columbus, IU Bloomington, right here, and Lawrenceville, etc., covering many parts of the state. So these both the apprenticeship as well as the fellowship awards really are the greatest encouragement for all of us to continue doing our best to be part of this beautiful multicultural of Indiana. So, thank you very much for listening. Next, I am going to introduce our youngest generation performers. They are the very lovely brothers Adrian, who is a 10-year-old, and his brother Alexander, 9-year-old. Now, both of them, they belong to the Mexican American, listen to me, Mexican American, not Chinese American, Mexican American family. So, please help me to welcome Adrian and Alex. Set up. Okay, now are you ready? So we not only pass our ethnic culture within our Chinese American community, but we are reaching out to other communities too. So if anyone interested in this Chinese line dance, please talk to John.
But why don't we get somebody to take, well, you come in here.
I'll take it. You offer it up there.
She'll say
Right
it.
towards me, right here. Yeah. Should we take it here as well? Oh, yeah. I thought you were. Yeah, everyone just turn towards me. We'll just do this real quick. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll get one more.
I want to present to Quan Lee the 2024 Indiana Heritage Fellowship.